Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel and a new video on cooperative multiplayer with Daggerwin. Okay, some good news. We've managed to buy that big sea drill that we were talking about last time, so maybe it wasn't the drill at fault. It may be just a complete coincidence that it crashed at the second that I decided to buy it. But anyway, Daggerwin just tried again and he's managed to buy it, so that's great, which means we can sell the old one. Before I sell it though, let's get the seed unloaded from it so we don't waste that. Because we'll have to sell it from the menu, of course. There's nowhere to sell at the moment on this map, so we'll have to just sell it from the menu and unload the seed from it. So let's get that connected up. Oh, there's not much in there anyway, but I will unload it rather than wasting it. Let's just get that taken out. There we go, it's spawned behind, and now I can sell that. So go into the vehicles menu and then just got to find it. What's it called? I don't remember. I'll have to go through everything, I think, until I see it, see a picture of it. Oh, was it down the bottom? There it is. Yep, that's it. So we'll sell that. £4,200, and I believe in the used sale there is currently a lime spreader, which means we can get our fields spread with lime at last. So yeah, those are what I've just sold, and then there's a few other things in the sale. But the lime spreader, there it is, really cheap. It's not the biggest one in the world. It's going to need upgrading again fairly soon. We're not going to have purple, I don't think. Let's go with a different colour. What does a yellow look like? Yeah, that looks alright. And maybe, I don't know, silver wheels? Light grey silver wheels. Yeah, that looks alright, I think. Let's go with that. So that's only £2,798, but yeah, it will need to be upgraded in the future because it's not very big for the size of our fields, but it'll do the job for the time being. Okay, so I will go and get that from the shop, and we'll go and make a start on spreading some of the fields. We can only do 2 because 2 of them are already planted and growing. I don't think you can put lime on once the crop's germinated, but you can do the ones that are empty, of course, so we're going to do that. So let's just quickly check the map. So yeah, this one here is empty and that one is empty as well, so 2 fields to spread with lime. And if we go on here, we can see the pH is not very good on either of them, so it's going to take quite a long time to do. It's going to take quite a lot of lime, but it's worth it because it will certainly improve our yields and hopefully the environmental score as well. Although I'm not sure whether we're getting the environmental bonus, are we, when we're selling stuff, because I think so few of you pointed out the sell point on this map doesn't seem to give you a bonus. I'm not sure whether it does or not 100%, but apparently it didn't. So I don't know whether we're going to look at maybe building a different sell point, maybe the small farm kiosk or something. Oh, Daggerwin needs a front loader. Okay, well, I've got the front loader. That's going to be tricky then, because I was going to use this tractor to use as the spreading tractor. I'll have to drive the other one, I think. This one's going to need, or the spreader's going to need repairing, because it's obviously in the used sale, so it will need to be repaired before we can use it. Well, we can use it, but it'll be slower and not as efficient, so yeah, we need to repair it to get the best out of it. We don't have a diesel tank. No, that's something else we need to buy. Because yeah, we're starting to run low on fuel, aren't we, of course. Let's buy some lime. We'll need quite a bit. This is not going to be all of the lime that we need. We're going to need quite a lot, but I'll buy 8 bags. Let's buy the full amount. It's not too expensive. I'll get that spreader filling up. Yeah, so I think Daggerwin was planning to bring the bags to me in the field, but of course, yeah, if I'm using this tractor, he can't load them. So I'll have to use the small John Deere, I think. So here comes Daggerwin over there in the little one. That's our smallest tractor now. It was our biggest tractor at one point, but now it's our smallest. And that's a shame because I was hoping to use this tractor because it's more powerful. But it looks like I'll have to use this one. But we can upgrade the engine on this one. It's not at its maximum horsepower yet, so I can put a bit more power on it. I'll have to go back via the workshop in the yard to do this. I'll need to repair the spreader anyway. Oh no, this one is quite low on diesel as well. That's not good. We definitely need to sort out a diesel tank. Oh, Daggerwin's doing that. That's good. I'll just respond to that. I didn't see that, because this is the problem with the text chat. You can't see it when you're in the menu. When you're in the shop menu or something, you can't see people's chat in multiplayer, which is a bit weird. Okay, so yeah, I'll head to the yard, get everything repaired and upgrade the engine in this. I'll have to add the money back into the account because, of course, it is still, for some reason, free upgrades on multiplayer. I don't understand why. That seems to be a giant's problem. I'm surprised they haven't fixed it yet. I thought that probably somebody would have reported it by now. I'm sure they have. So I'm surprised they haven't fixed it, but I'm sure it will get fixed at some point, hopefully. But in the meantime, we'll have to keep adding the money back in using the easy development mod. So we can do that. Well, not add the money, take the money out, sorry. Yeah, from what it costs, because of course it's not charging us anything at the workshop. So yeah, it's a bit of a pain. Anyway, yep, I'll get on now on a time lapse, go and spread some lime and get this tractor repaired and spreader repaired and improved. Okay, so just a bit of an update. We've got the tractor repaired. We've added or taken away £10,000 from the money to do that, because that's what it would have cost if we had the working shop or the workshop system. So yeah, that's all done. We've got a new diesel tank placed, so I've just refueled the tractor because it was getting quite low. Daggerwin's placed that and filled it with fuel. So we're down to £67,600 now. Making good progress on the lime spreading, although it's not using as much as I thought. Not that that's a bad thing, it's actually a good thing because we're not using as much, which means it's cheaper than what I thought it was going to be. But yeah, it's just quite surprising that it doesn't need more, really, considering that this is the first it's ever had. Nobody's ever spread lime on this land before, so I thought normally the first spread it takes a lot of lime. Certainly on other maps it has done, but this time it doesn't seem to be using too much at all. It's only putting on 4.3 tonnes a hectare, which is quite low considering sometimes it can be over 8 tonnes a hectare. It's more than double I've seen before. So yeah, that's quite a bit of a difference. Anyway, thought I'd just check the used sale again, just to see if anything new's come in. I'm really looking for a planter. No, nothing new at the moment. That was the most recent thing that we sold, and then these two are the only additions since then. So yeah, no planter yet. I don't know what that money just came out then. I don't know what that was about. I think that was probably a delayed purchase. I think it was probably the diesel. I think Daggerwin put 1,000 litres of diesel in the tank, so I think it was that, but I don't know why it's only just showed up. I think it's because I went on the shop. But yeah, the planter is the next thing I really want to get, because I want to do soybeans and stuff, and maybe some sunflowers eventually that you can only do with a planter. So yeah, we're waiting for a planter to come up in the summer. We do now have a big seed drill, so that's good. It means we can do oats, wheat and barley and canola and stuff much more quickly now. Doesn't do fertiliser, that seed drill, but it does do direct drilling, I think, so that would be a good time saver compared with the old one, which wasn't a direct drill, despite it saying it was. It turns out it isn't. But yeah, really pleased with that purchase now that it's actually working. So it was a bit concerning last episode when I bought it and it just crashed the server, but it turns out that might have been a coincidence, as I said earlier on. It's a bit strange that, but yeah, it looks like it wasn't the seed drill after all. Anyway, back to the lime spreading. I'll get the rest of this field finished, then probably move on to the next one. I'm not sure what Daggerwin is up to. He's moved away. He's extending this field here. That corner there that wasn't cultivated last time, so that's going to be quite a big field now. It's a bit confusing with these lines there, but that's not all one field, it's two separate fields. Daggerwin's marking out lines. But yeah, the soil type isn't the best here. Just get onto the soil type section. Yeah, it's not amazing. That side of the map looks better. This side is not great. This field here that I'm in now is not very good at all, really. It's not amazing. That's probably why it's not using much lime, possibly. I don't know. It might be to do with the soil type. Anyway, I'll get on with this now. Get this field finished and then move on to the next one. Right, so yeah, all done in this on these two fields with the lime spreading. It's taken a while, but we've got it done. Now there's a little bit over there to still do, I think. Yeah, that bit could be done, although he hasn't actually soil sampled that yet, so I don't think it has anyway. It doesn't look like it's been, so I will leave that for the time being. But yeah, both these two are done, that's good. And then after harvest we'll have to do the other two. So yeah, this one here that I'm next to now, pH on that one, and this one can be done after harvest. Can't do them now because there's a crop growing in those two fields now, so can't plant those. Still waiting for a planter to appear in the sale, because I was hoping to do some soybeans or something, but it looks unlikely at the moment. There's no sign of one at the moment. We've got through 3 months now in total since the start of the episode. We started in January, it's now March, and there's still no sign of one, at least not when I last checked. No. So it's looking unlikely we'll be able to do that. We might have to just do oats in all the fields, which is a shame, but it would have been nice to do something different as well. But I think Daggerwin's gone to get the seed drill now, so he'll be making a start on oats in this field. This is the one that hasn't been cultivated mostly, although he has just extended the edges of it, so some of it has been cultivated, but most of it hasn't. So yeah, the seed drill we've got can do direct planting, so we don't need to cultivate this. You can get this planted straight away with, or drilled with oats, without any need for cultivating. And then the other field over by the yard, that one is fully cultivated, so that one is the one that makes sense to plant with soybeans if we get a planter. If we don't get a planter, we're going to have to put a different crop in it with the seed drill, with this seed drill. There it is in action for the first time since we bought it. I'm assuming he's repaired it, I don't actually know. I would have guessed he has done, but who knows. It would be good if he has, because otherwise it would be a bit slow. But yeah, I will take this spreader back to the yard now, because we're done with that for the time being. And then we'll need to do some rolling after the seed drill. But I will give him a bit of time to get ahead with that, because there's not enough for me to start yet, really. So I'll need to wait a few minutes before he gets a bit more progress with the drilling before I do that. Which is why it would have been good to go and do that other bit, but he hasn't soil sampled that yet. In fact, I can go and do that, can't I? That's a good idea. Oops, seed bag is kind of in the way there. That's the one I left there earlier on. Right, that's a bit of a mess, but we'll get it picked up. It will be put into the seed drill, no doubt, very soon, because we've got lots of drilling to do. I'll leave that there for the time being. I'll go and put the soil sampler on, which is right here. First time I've used that in this series, so I'll go and do that little area there that he's been cultivating earlier on. And then by the time I've done that, hopefully there'll be a bit of room for me to start rolling the oat field that he's planting at the moment. Let's go and check that on the map just to see. Yeah, so it was previously oats on this side, but the whole field is going to be oats this harvest. There'll be one field, and then yeah, that'll be a separate field. Right, yep, so I'll go and do the soil samples and then go and get the roller on and make a start with that. Okay, so this tractor doesn't really have the power, even though it's 200 horsepower, amazingly, because it's only two-wheel drive. It doesn't have the power to get up the hill with the roller. I can't work that way because of course Daggerwin is going up and down, so if I did that I wouldn't really get very far. So he suggested replacing this tractor for a 4-wheel drive tractor with a front loader. He would like a telehandler instead eventually, but yeah, we need a front loader tractor. So I was looking at ones that have 200 horsepower with the option to have a... Oh, is it just gone? Great. I was going to say the Vulture, but no, that's just disappeared. Okay, I'm surprised that's disappeared because I thought they were disappearing from the top here, from this corner here. So that's interesting. I was just a few seconds too late there. We don't really have anything then in that case that is of equivalent horsepower. That one is up to 155, but how much would that be with the full horsepower? 92,000. The Vulture was only 80 something thousand for 200 horsepower, and this is only for 155. There's not really anything. I mean, that's got the power, but then that can't have a front loader. Don't really want another tractor. I'd rather have a normal tractor, really. That leaves this Fent, which is even less powerful, 140 horsepower. Okay, the Vulture was what I was going to get. I don't think we're going to get that now. Well, can't get that now. It's disappeared. So much for that idea. Okay, I think I'll just have to carry on. Then I'll just have to go down the hill rather than up. Dear. So it is definitely challenging using used machinery only. And of course, if I did that, I wouldn't be able to afford a planter either. So Daggerwin was keen to get a change of tractor, but I'm not going to do it because there is nothing suitable really. I'll have to just carry on with this one. I think we need to slow time down a bit though, because times 15 is soon going to be going dark. Yeah, I want to be going across the field really, but unless Daggerwin finishes the drilling, I can't do that. So that is a bit of a problem. I said I was going to go that way this time, but I can't. Unless I wait for Daggerwin to finish, but then that means I'm doing nothing. Well, I'll have to just persevere, I think. That was the steepest part. I'm hoping I'll get up further along. It's not quite as steep further that way in places, and I'll just have to go downhill on the steepest sections. But you'd have thought with 200 horsepower, it's just because it's not got 4-wheel drive, I think. That's what's letting it down. This is a 203 horsepower tractor, so it's got the power, it just hasn't got the traction. Anyway, I'll carry on, we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I was going to say we're going to get a new tractor, but yeah, it's nothing really suitable. Right, okay, so we've swapped over now to the quad track, which should get the job done a lot easier than the other tractor. Eventually we will upgrade the other two tractors, but at the moment I think it's just difficult finding something that's decent. Well, the Vulture was decent, but that disappeared, so yeah, nothing else is really does that, but yeah, no front loader on that one. No planter, no planter appeared, so yeah, we'll just have to leave it for the time being, and we'll come back to this next time. We've got this field to finish rolling, and then we'll spray it with herbicide and also fertiliser, because it needs fertiliser too. But it should be a good pH. Yep, pH is perfect now. That's good to see, and didn't cost too much to do it either. The spreader was cheap, and the didn't use too much lime either, so that works out really well. But nitrogen will need doing next time. Nitrogen's bad. Well, okay, well, it varies. But yeah, nitrogen's not perfect, so that needs to be done next time. Anyway, yeah, we'll leave it there. So I really hope you enjoyed today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again in the next one.